Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam Stuti series. Today, shloka number 54 of chapter 24, canto 4. Bhavan bhaktimata labhyaha
Bhavan bhakti mata labhyaha
durlabha sarvadehinam
durlabha sarvadehinam
swarajyasyapi abhimataha
swarajyasyapi abhimataha
ekantenatmavid gatihi.
ekantena vidgatihi.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhavan,
Bhavan,
your grace,
your grace.
Bhakti Mata,
Bhakti mata
by the devotee,
by the devotee.
Labhyaha,
Labhyaha
obtainable,
obtainable.
Durlabhaha,
Durlabhaha
very difficult to be obtained,
very difficult to be obtained.
Sarvadehinam,
Sarvadehinam
of all other living entities,
of all other living entities.
Swarajyasya,
Swarajyasya
the King of Heaven,
of the King of Heaven.
Api,
Api
even, Abhimataha,
Abhimataha
the ultimate goal,
the ultimate goal.
Ekantena,
Ekantena
by oneness,
by oneness.
Atmavit,
Atmavit
of the self-realized,
of the self-realized.
Gatihi,
Gatihi
the ultimate destination.
the ultimate destination.
Translation: My dear Lord,
My dear Lord,
the King in charge of the heavenly kingdom
the King in charge of the heavenly kingdom
is also desirous
of
obtaining the ultimate goal of life, devotional service.
Is also desirous of obtaining the ultimate goal of life, the devotional service.
Similarly, you are the ultimate destination
you are the ultimate destination
of those who identify themselves with you. Aham Brahmasmi.
Of those who identify themselves with you. Aham Brahmasmi.
However,
it
is very difficult for them to attain you.
It is very difficult for them to attain you.
Whereas a devotee can very easily attain your lordship.
Whereas a devotee can very easily attain your lordship.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhaktau. This indicates that it is very difficult for one to attain the ultimate goal of life and reach the supreme destination, Vaikuntha Loka or Goloka Vrindavana, simply by studying Vedanta philosophy or Vedic literature. However, this highest perfectional stage can be attained by the devotees very easily. That is the meaning of Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhaktau. The same point is confirmed by Lord Shiva in this verse. The Lord is very difficult for the Karma Yogis, Jnana Yogis, and Dhyana Yogis to attain. So it's very difficult to understand the Lord by studying the Vedas, but still, even we are also studying portions of the Vedas. So why do we exert our time and energy in studying the Vedas? We could simply be chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But even we study the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, we study the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because, as Lord Shiva says, for the devotees, it is not difficult for them to achieve that self-realized state of consciousness. So bhaktas can understand Krishna very easily. So our focus is not on the entire subset of or the entire universe of what is available there in the Vedas. Our focus is on a small subset of it that focuses on bhakti. So it is said that a devotee needs to have 4 characteristics to make progress on the path of bhakti. First of all, they have to have faith. Without faith, without Shraddha, you cannot go anywhere. I mean, even on the mundane material platform, you need faith. You need faith that if you have overpaid your taxes, that the government is going to issue you a refund since it's tax season. You have faith that the traffic signals will work. So we have faith on so many things. We have faith that if we pay fees to an education institution, that the child will get the appropriate level of certifications. So faith is necessary not just in mundane things, faith is also necessary when it comes to spiritual matters. So the first aspect for a devotee is to have faith. After you have faith, the next thing is you have to listen from the right person, from a bona fide spiritual master. So faith, then hearing. If you found a bona fide spiritual master, then the third step is to ask the right questions. Pariprashnena sevaya. Because it's only the spiritual master who can reveal the truth to you, because he himself is the living truth. And then by asking questions of the spiritual master, what do you gain? You gain knowledge. And when you gain knowledge, your doubts are vanquished. So these 4 things: you must have faith, you must hear from the right person coming in the bona fide parampara, you must be inquisitive, ask questions to clarify your doubts. Then you'll be situated in knowledge, and then you can make progress. So the reason we are asked to serve the spiritual master, pariprashnena sevaya. So service is included as part of submissive inquiry. Submissive service is also included. Because it is from the spiritual master that you get guidance, you get instructions. Yeah. So when you are keen on following the spiritual master's guidance and instructions, he will also tell you what to do, what not to do. Then through that process, you get knowledge, and through that knowledge, automatically you get detachment. See, after all, the dhyana yogis and the jnana yogis are practicing what they practice because they want to reach that stage of detachment. Of course, they have different goals. One wants to merge with the impersonal Brahman. The other wants to realize Paramatma and may also want to attain mystic powers. So in this way, this knowledge actually leads to detachment. But practicing bhakti also leads to detachment, because knowledge is a byproduct of bhakti. It is not that knowledge precedes bhakti. Bhakti itself produces that knowledge and detachment. That is why in the past time, when Narada Muni meets Bhakti Devi, she is very young, but her children, Jnana and Vairagya, seem to be getting old. And the reason for that is they have lost touch with bhakti. So the sons, when they are always in touch with bhakti, then they are also eternally youthful. So that's what Prabhupada is writing here. That is the meaning of Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhaktao. The same point is confirmed by Lord Shiva in this verse. The Lord is very difficult for the Karma Yogis, Jnana Yogis, and Dhyana Yogis to attain. Those who are Bhakti Yogis, however, have no difficulty at all. In the word Swarajyasya, Swara refers to Svargaloka, the heavenly planet, and Swarajya refers to the ruler of the heavenly planet, Indra. Generally, karmis desire elevation to heavenly planets. Heavenly planets means Svargaloka, that's where you'll go. Everybody wants a promotion. Generally, karmis desire elevation to heavenly planets, but King Indra desires to become perfect in Bhakti Yoga. So since Indra is already in Svargaloka and he's the king of all of the devatas, what is he looking for? And if he is also searching to go beyond Svargaloka, then that should give us a clue what should be our focus. So here Lord Shiva is saying even Indra wants bhakti. Those who identify themselves as Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Supreme Brahman, one with the absolute truth. They also ultimately desire to attain perfect liberation in the Vaikuntha planets or Goloka Vrindavana. In the Bhagavad Gita 18.55, it is said, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishade tadanantaram. So one can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So as Chitra Mataji said yesterday, the realization is that you are a bhakta performing bhakti to get Bhagavan. That's as simple as that. To do that, you have to perform bhakti. So performing bhakti, you will achieve Bhagavan realization and achieve love of the Lord. Thus, if one desires to enter into the spiritual world, he must try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by practicing Bhakti Yoga. Simply by practicing Bhakti Yoga, one can understand the Supreme Lord in truth. But without such understanding, one cannot enter the spiritual kingdom. That means you can perform bhakti. As we said, bhakti's two children are knowledge and vairagya. By performing bhakti, if you're not getting that knowledge, then you know something is wrong. Because without knowledge and understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you cannot enter the spiritual kingdom. One may be elevated to the heavenly planets or may realize himself as Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. But that is not the end of realization. One must realize the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by Bhakti Yoga. Then real perfection of life is attained. So we know that Krishna comes under the control of his devotees. And two things are required. The effort from the devotee's side to achieve Krishna Prema and the Lord's reciprocation in the form of this mercy. Without the Lord's mercy, we cannot chant, we cannot hear, we cannot get closer to him. But effort has to be there from our side. Without effort, the Lord will not reciprocate. Of course, in very, very unusual circumstances, effort is not made and the Lord has given them, showered them with all his mercy. So a devotee's focus is always on the bhakti section of the Vedas that teaches us all about how to perform pure devotional service. So it is an easy way to achieve Krishna consciousness. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the 14th shloka of the 8th chapter, Ananya chetas satatam yomam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabhav partha nityayuktasya yoginah. Sulabhav partha, tasyaham sulabhav partha. Krishna says, whoever remembers me without any deviation, to him I'm very easy to obtain. Why? Krishna explains, because he's always engaged in devotional service. Ananya chetas satatam. Satatam suggests there's no interruption. And that there is no motivation beyond just thinking of Krishna. Yomam smarati nityashaha. Always thinking of me. So as you know, the simple instruction in ISKCON is always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So much so, Lord Shiva himself is saying, everybody is always trying to achieve this goal. Indra is also trying to achieve this goal. Jnani is also trying to achieve a part of this goal. However, for them it is very difficult. But for a bhakta, it is very, very easy to attain this level of super consciousness where you dovetail all of your desires with the Lord's desires. Today being Vijaya Ekadashi, I was just reading about the glories of Vijaya Ekadashi. It's all about how Lord Ram wants to cross the ocean, and the Lord himself is demonstrating to us, if you come across a difficulty, who should you approach? Somebody in an exalted position. So the Lord asks, Sugriva and others, what should we do? Because certainly Lord Ram himself is saying, I don't think this ocean is easy to cross. It is teeming with sharks and so many ferocious aquatic animals. To which Lakshmana Dev replies, he says, my dear Lord, just very close by, there is a great sage who's doing tapas here. His name is Bhakti Albhya. And he's lived for such a long life that multiple Brahmas have come and gone. So he's very much a wise personality, my dear brother Lord Ram. So why don't we go to him? Let's take his darshan first. Let us offer our obeisances to him. And then request his help on how we can reach our goal of crossing the ocean. So that's exactly what Lord Ram does on the advice of his brother. Lakshmanji, they approach. What do the two lordships do? First they do Dandavat Pranam to Bhakti Albhya Muni. Immediately the Muni understood these are not ordinary personalities. This is the Supreme Lord himself. And so the Lord introduces himself and says, we're trying to cross the ocean. I've got my army of monkeys here and my bears, warriors are here. How do we cross the sea? As you know, there is a horde of demons on the other side in Lanka, headed by Ravana. So the Lord is begging for the mercy of the Muni to ask him to kindly guide. And he says, that's why I've come to the ashram today. And the sage was so pleased, he tells Lord Ram, you perform this Vijaya Ekadesi fast. And there are detailed instructions that the Muni gives to Lord Ram, how you should perform the fast, how you should keep a kalasha of gold, or if you don't have gold, you can make it with a clay pot, decorate the kalasha, worship it nicely. The day before Ekadesi itself, all of this has to be done. Then on Ekadashi, take a bath in the ocean, perform again pujas for the kalasha, observe a strict nirjal fast. Next day morning, do the same thing, take a bath, venerate the kalasha again. And he says, not only you, Lord Ram and Lakshman Dev, if all of your monkeys and bear armies do this, definitely you will be very victorious. So when Dwadasi dawns, you break your fast and you will be able to easily conquer whatever it is that you want to do. So the conversation is actually happening between Narada Muni and Lord Brahma speaks about this Vijaya Ekadesi, that this fast is so powerful that it can eradicate all one's sinful reactions, even the most abominable ones. So in this way, in this Vijaya Ekadesi, this Falguna Krishna Ekadashi, it is also called, we had the opportunity to meditate on what Lord Shiva is saying, that for the bhaktas, it is easy to achieve complete and pure Krishna consciousness.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.